Good evening, this is the Oscar Expert here with Brother Bro, and it's time for more Oscar predictions. Let's do the acting categories. Best Actress, get this out of the way, Jessie Buckley, Oscar's yours.
It's over.
Understanding it would be embarrassing if I said that and it didn't happen, I'm not going to be embarrassed. That's going to go to Jessie Buckley. Goodbye.
This is the most guaranteed Oscar, probably, that we're going to see for acting categories. Now, Hamnet is a huge contender. I mean, Hamnet is top 5, obviously, won the People's Choice Award. And Jessie Buckley is just fucking insane the whole time. Like, her performance is amazing. She is put through the ringer, as many of you know. She has probably the most challenging role, if you think about like what she has to go through. It's just really obvious that that's going to win. And it's really hard to argue for anybody else at this point. 87% of people say that she's going to win. So there you have it. I mean, Renata Reinswa, I think she is going to get nominated for sentimental value, but I've heard a lot more people realizing as they see it that she is part of an ensemble, and sometimes it doesn't even feel like she's a bigger character than Stellan Skarsgård. She's amazing in the film. I just don't think she's going to win. I think the nomination feels like it's enough.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that win competitive, really.
I'm a little worried about her missing SAG. Just as
She
an
could maybe
international
miss SAG.
performance, maybe sentimental value is only truly locked at SAG for Stellan Skarsgård because I think he's so strong. I think Ryan's will get the Oscar nomination, though. I'm not too concerned about that.
This category is actually not that competitive in terms of films that are also in Best Picture.
Right.
So we have Cynthia Erivo number 3 because, hey, I mean, we haven't even seen Wicked for Good. This seems like a confident placement for her, but Wicked for Good we're thinking is in Best Picture. So why not just have her in here? There is another contender, actually, which is in Best Picture. Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
This was a real shock to the system for many people, even though I kind of anticipated that they could pivot and do this sort of strategy. Putting her in lead instead of supporting. I think the strategy makes sense in that they want Teyana Taylor to be really locked in there for a supporting nomination, and they want to give Regina Hall a shot for a nomination. I'm not sure if that happens, but it's possible now. I'd say it wasn't possible before. Chase Infinity, do you think, I was really starting to think that she could get nominated in supporting, like a double nomination for her and Teyana Taylor. I was a little iffy on that even, but some people were starting to convince me. Now in lead, what do you think of this?
My gut says that it's not quite happening for her, and it is harder for her to get nominated in lead. She is really great in the movie, but I didn't feel like it was like insane. I don't know. That's just me. I know some people really want her to be nominated, and they saw a lot in her performance. They think she'd be worthy. I'm skeptical as to how much this catches on. I mean, Alana Haim didn't get nominated for Licorice Pizza as a newcomer to acting. This is a much bigger Best Picture contender. And I think a lot of people, their main reason for having her in is that the movie is so damn strong that it can get in where maybe it normally wouldn't. But I don't know if it's going to have like all these extra nominations and like 5 acting nominations. And
I could see her getting in at Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
And maybe she gets in, hey, why not at the Golden Globes, right? I mean, they have a lot of slots. And it matters more to me whether she gets SAG or BAFTA.
It's not like she's front and center the lead performance of the film. She's less of a lead than DiCaprio. She probably has as much screen time as like Sean Penn. It's not like she has like a huge monologue. People compare it to Mikey Madison a little bit just because she's a newcomer, but Mikey Madison was like the face of the film. Yeah. And she was doing like a whole accent. She kind of became a superstar.
And it's also, Mikey Madison is not a newcomer in the sense that Chase Infinity has never been in a film before.
When you get nominated as a newcomer in a movie, you're usually front and center, like the face of the movie, or like Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, or Gabrielle Sidibe for Precious. You know, maybe Haley Steinfeld, True Grit. She was the lead in a sense, and very prominently.
Haley Steinfeld was actually the protagonist.
Actually, yes.
Let's just actually clear that up.
And that's, I think, a difference with Chase Infinity. It doesn't feel like it is a showcase for her. She has her moments, but I do feel that the veteran actors are the ones who are shining the most in the film.
I think it's definitely a prospect. Like, I would not rule it out, but I feel similarly to you. But I think it is difficult when you're a young new face to film and you're trying to get nominated in lead for a performance that is arguably supporting, especially absolutely in terms of screen time. I think it is supporting, but in terms of the weight that the role carries, I can see why they're putting her in lead. And I think this actually positions the film to be in contention for 5 acting nominations, which we can get to. Maxing out at 6, like, that would be unprecedented. No film has gotten 6.
It's not going to get 6.
About 9 films, I believe, have gotten 5, and the last one to get that was Network in 1976. So it's actually possible that this film gets 5 nominations for acting, but we're not going to go there just yet. I think we have it in for 4. Because Searchlight has Testament of Ann Lee and that's their priority, I think they get Amanda Seyfried a nomination for that film. It's weird, but she's a previous nominee. She's very transformational in it. She's doing a lot. It may not be my favorite film, but I can see how people would just see that and go, okay, well, that was enough for me. And it also has its supporters.
Yeah. I mean, they'll see it as like a very daring role.
Yeah.
I personally didn't get as much out of the performance as I had hoped. And I think the character to me was just underwritten. I think that still it is a performance from a previous nominee that kind of takes her to the next level of like serious dedication to the craft that they like to see. Like, I mean, she's really going all out, all this kind of stuff they like to see for the best actress category. I feel.
I think it's enough to get her in, and knowing that they're going to campaign her really hard helps. I think now that Searchlight has it, I kind of believe that Ann Lee could get some nominations in craft categories as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that Searchlight will come up with something, and out of all of their films, it really does feel that Best Actress is the most likely thing that they can.
Like, it's a difficult film to campaign, but at the same time, it's a weird film, but it's not so weird that you like hate it.
It's a biopic and it's a musical. That's also very baity. At number 5, I do have Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. And I was really opposed to this at first. When I saw the trailer, I was like, whatever with this like feel-good Christmas movie. You read more about this character and what she goes through. It is not just a happy-go-lucky feel-good movie. It is that, and then there's the other side of the coin, which is just like tragedy and like going through shit. Boy, is Kate Hudson gonna go through the ringer here.
Right.
She is gonna cry a lot, and there's a great narrative here for her first nomination since Almost Famous, and I'm sure that no matter what happens, people will say it's her best performance in like a long ass time, probably since then. She's got a little accent going on here. Something about it reminds me a little bit of like Tammy Faye, but like without the makeup. The fact that Focus Features announced this early that she's going lead and not supporting is like, they are really planting a flag in a campaign here. Like, why else would they be announcing this? Even before they announced Paul Mescal's placement, they're announcing Kate Hudson. Like, they're really positioning it.
I do want to say that I see this a lot during award season. Studios just coming out and being like, we're giving a Best Picture campaign to this film, and it's like weapons, and you just know it's not really that serious, and they're announcing it because the announcement itself is a really inexpensive way to start trying to generate buzz. Like, they're going for it, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to happen. I mean, this film could be a non-starter, right? Yeah. It could be nothing. It's kind of a shot in the dark here, but
I mean, if it does like really mid at the box office, it just may fit.
But here's what I'm sensing, and this doesn't always pan out, okay? It doesn't always pan out. But the studio is whispering in the ears of the major trades, and they're trying to get Kate Hudson on the radar of these people. And they're like, whatever they're saying is some kind of fucking magic potion because it's working. Like, she's appearing in all these lists. It's a sign that they're going to try. And look, the Best Actress category could use another solid contender. Like, there really is nothing here that I'm desperately wanting to put in over her, or else I would. I mean, I'm not even that confident about Amanda Seyfried, but I have her at number 4. Little known thing here, Andrea Riseborough's talent manager at the time when she got the Oscar nomination was Jason Weinberg, and he's often credited with spearheading that campaign and the strategy. He is Kate Hudson's talent manager this year. So this guy clearly knows how to work the game. And even if her film feels small, there's always like direct to voter campaigning. Maybe they go hard at Globe and at Oscars, and she doesn't see SAG and she doesn't see BAFTA.
You could see SAG going for her. You could see that. Very populist, very actor narrative right there.
Maybe.
And
it's not like it's an indie film,
BAFTA's not going to go for it.
No.
Whatever.
It's the sort of thing that, okay, it's enough that I'll entertain that, you know? If it were a more crowded field, I wouldn't, but here we are.
It does feel like the kind of thing, though, maybe it like comes up and people are scared about it, and then it's just, oh, it didn't happen, you know? Like Jamie Lee Curtis for Last Showgirl. But if she's giving like a towering lead performance, I think that can happen. Emma Stone for Begonia, like I have had her in and out. Begonia is kind of a contender. It's also Focus. So it's the third Focus movie. You might be wondering if they're shooting themselves in the foot by having Kate Hudson. They're going to like sacrifice Emma Stone and Begonia.
They probably don't believe in Begonia that much.
Well, is Begonia like so dead that they can't even get Emma Stone for a performance that is easily on par with?
They kind of have there is a black and white thing that happens where if your film is in the Oscar race, you're getting a bunch of nominations. If you're out, you're getting snubbed, or maybe you're getting like one. So that's why I'm like, Emma Stone, really? I mean, she's very good in the film, but so is Jesse Plemons.
Emma Stone, kind of an Academy darling at this point, you could say.
Right.
Though she usually does come along with her movies being in Best Picture.
I think it's a possibility, but it's by no means a lock, right?
In a sense, Kate Hudson may be giving a more traditional Oscar performance in terms of the types of emotions that she's going through and all that. Singing and crying or whatever.
I have Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. I think this is possible. Again, we just outlined how this year it's anyone's game for these last 2 slots.
She should maybe win the Oscar for that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, she is
It's amazing.
Amazing. She's getting a Critics' Choice nomination, I believe, and Golden Globe. But
Everyone's getting Golden Globe. You can say
like
that
we said,
everybody.
Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl. And, people were on my case for not predicting her for that movie.
Yeah.
My main reason was that movie wasn't contending anywhere else. And the same goes for this. I mean, Tilda Swinton for We Need to Talk About Kevin got very close to the Oscar nomination and could not make it in. You can get a lone acting nomination for a film, but it's not like Rose Byrne is a previous nominee. And it's not like she's even been in the awards conversation seriously before. People can talk about how, she has a great career narrative and she's well liked in the industry, but the fact still stands, she hasn't given a performance of this caliber before. And it's also a very aggressive, a bit experimental movie. It's not going to work for everybody. It's very unpleasant.
I think that's the main problem, is that the film, it's really good. I mean, I think this is a must-see for anybody, especially for her astounding lead performance. But it's kind of a tough watch for a lot of people because it's very stressful. And I always had a feeling like it just probably isn't the kind of film which gets into the Oscars in any capacity, including lead performance, despite how good it is. So I'm still sticking with that hunch that it's just not the kind of film. Would love to see it. I mean, I honestly think Jennifer Lawrence for Dine My Love is in a pretty similar situation where that is not the kind of film that does well at the Oscars, even though she's very good in it.
That movie could have a little bit of a resurgence if it does well in limited release. I mean, they really did not bring it to any fall festivals to re-drum up that hype, which is unfortunate. But maybe there's a chance it has a stronger second win than we anticipate.
I really don't think so, though. I'm really not feeling that.
I'm not really either.
I mean, it's not going to do box office. I don't care that Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson are in it. People these days do not care that there are stars in a film. People who are going to see this are going to see it because Lynn Ramsey directed it. And that's like an IFC kind of low key.
Bro, some people will see it for Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. And there will be memes about that movie. And it'll be like, oh, it's like for online people who are obsessed with oh my God, Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson are yelling at each other and being like tigers.
That's like what it's going to give you too. That's what it gives you.
Yeah.
It's like some madness, and they're really fun. It's really fun to watch them in the film. Man, it's really not an Oscar-y film. If you've seen a Lynn Ramsey film, you understand.
Julia Roberts After the Hunt. I really don't think that's happening anymore. That movie's really dead. Sydney Sweeney for Christie. Maybe a surprise SAG for her. I don't think she's going further than that.
That would be huge if she got a SAG nom.
Whatever. Adam Sandler and Hustle got a SAG nom. It wasn't even close. Laura Dern for Is This Thing On? We saw the movie. I don't think she's a serious threat. I really liked her in it, but I just don't think that movie's coming in for any Oscar nominations.
Yeah, I agree. She's really good in it.
That's really it. I mean, unless you want to mention...
I have June Squibb and Eleanor the Great.
Yeah, you don't really have to care about that. That's not going to happen.
What's the distributor is like Sony Pictures Classics.
So what?
Well, something Sony Pictures Classics. I mean, she could get Globe and give people... Whatever. I don't know.
Since we filmed this video a week ago, I'm going to come in at the end of some of these categories to give a little update on, the conversations that me and Brother Roe have been having. So I've been second guessing Amanda Seyfried because I'm like, okay, that kind of critics performance that gets in usually is doing really well with critics groups. Usually, like a Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, Charlotte Rampling, 45 Years, or like a Kristen Stewart and Spencer, the real critic faves. I don't know that Amanda Seyfried's going to be doing that, but I do think that it being the strongest overall prospect of any Searchlight movie is still keeping her in. Begonia, I feel like it just might be a May, December. I've been second guessing Kate Hudson too, though. But there's plenty of precedent for, getting in for a biopic with a non-Best Picture movie. So I think it's fine. Maybe Rose Byrne is that critics performance that kind of squeezes in because I think she's going to be more of a staple of critics groups than Amanda Seyfried. Best Actor. We had it in the beginning of the year. We've seen the movie. We're not changing the number one, folks. I think Timmy's going to win this. I know people are like, oh my God, but Leonardo DiCaprio's in the Best Picture winner. The past few years, like, it's been so strong that the lead actor has gone along with Best Picture. Guys, those films were major showcases for those performances. DiCaprio being like in a stoner comedy in this movie, like, he's great. One of his best performances, go for it. But I just don't see this as being like that kind of Best Actor lead performance that wins. And you're going to go just because it's in Best Picture? I don't buy it, guys.
Do you think it's the best performance of the year? Does anyone think it's the best performance?
I've seen it said.
I think those people haven't seen Marty Supreme. I'll say that.
The Marty Supreme is the Timmy Chalamet show.
I'll give you that it matters that one battle's winning Best Picture and that Leonardo DiCaprio is the lead in the face of it. Like, if he didn't already have an Oscar, it'd be hard to say he's not winning it.
You're crazy for that. Brendan Fraser won for The Whale. Like, it's not like a rule that it must happen.
No, it's not a rule. I know it happened with Mikey Madison and it seemed like it was rare, but also, like, that was because she won BAFTA too. So you have to accept that Leonardo DiCaprio is going to perform well at these other precursors. Look, I mean, I think he's number 2. So I'm not trying to say he's distant second, but just wait till you see Marty Supreme. Like, I really think Timothée Chalamet gives, like, one of the year's best performances. Is probably, for me, like, his most iconic and his best role to date. So
I think it's his best, yeah.
I just loved him in the movie. I loved the movie. I think most people are going to really love Marty Supreme.
Also, the movie being top 3, top 5, whatever you want to say, not weak in the slightest. I don't care that it's not winning Best Picture. Like,
and he's in the entire film.
We all know that Timmy is going to win an Oscar one day. He got close for Complete Unknown. The next year, he's following it up with a bold original character that is just the showcase of this film. He completely dominates the movie throughout. Yeah. Fantastic. And
it's very showy.
Guys, the end scene gives you that layer, that extra layer that I don't know if maybe everybody was craving. I was kind of craving to see him crack a little bit, kind of like that final scene from Mikey Madison.
Yeah.
I actually think it's like that for him.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win, guys. I just think that he's going to win.
I know there's just not as much urgency to give Leonardo DiCaprio another Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like freaking insane what Leonardo DiCaprio was. Yeah. It wasn't like Adrian Brody in The Brutalist.
I didn't even think DiCaprio was like the best performance in the film.
Number 3, I have Jeremy Allen White. We think that Springsteen may be slipping from Best Picture, but that does not mean Jeremy Allen White can't get nominated for playing Bruce Springsteen in a movie that's coming out in the fall and making like $15-20 million opening weekend probably. Yeah. He is the kind of actor known for TV, like, easy to give him a nomination. Throw him a nomination for this. I mean, Bryan Cranston got nominated for Trumbo. Yeah. Okay, why could this not happen?
I think it's totally fine, but it's the kind of thing that critics and press are going to get spooked about. And they're going to go, oh, I just don't think he's going to happen because that movie's not really, like, on my radar and people in my circle don't care about it. But when it comes down to it, he's going to get SAG and Critics' Choice and Golden Globe. I mean, I remember people were getting cold feet about Jessica Chastain and Eyes of Tammy Faye because no one cares about that film. It's just going to remind people that you don't always need the press to care about the film for it to do well. The press like the film generally. It's like, it's a good film. So I don't see why he'd be left out. He's definitely more subdued and low key and not over the top, which is a really important thing for the character, but his voice is transformed and he's grovelly and he's singing.
I'm a little alarmed now because we only have 2 out of 5 of these slots, well, in my predictions right now, that are in Best Picture. It happens sometimes. Typically, Oscar goes for as many, if not like one more performances that are in Best Picture films than SAG does. And we think that SAG's going to go for Michael B. Jordan. So if the Oscar snubs Michael B. Jordan and they don't substitute him with somebody who's in a Oscar Best Picture film, that kind of breaks the rule. The rule's been broken before. Okay, I might have this lineup as a broken rule. I have Wagner Moore in The Secret Agent. I think he's on track to win Golden Globe drama from my assessment. If it's Jeremy Allen White versus Wagner Moura, it's going to be Wagner Moura with the Golden Globes. And he also just continues to gather a lot of hype. He's doing press. And people are into The Secret Agent. So I have him in. And I think a lot of people are kind of coming around to that.
I'm not so sure about it. I do think the film is just going to register as like, I don't really know how to read this for a lot of regular voters who've never seen a Kleberman Notes of Philho film. I think it makes sense for Wagner Moura though. Like, he's on the radar of many people. I don't know if I'm willing to take out Michael B. Jordan right now though. Because I do think he's going to do really well with all the other awards.
Except for maybe BAFTA.
Except for maybe BAFTA.
But you agreed that when you saw the movie, you were like, he may not get in. Like, yeah. It maybe wasn't like quite obvious. that he like has to get in.
But if Sinners is very widely loved, why wouldn't he go in just based on having a strong campaign? Him and Ryan Coogler going everywhere together, and then both of them get snubbed?
Again, like Margot Robbie didn't get in for Barbie. We put her in at the end of the day because she got all the nominations. But still, when we saw the movie, we were like, I don't think that she needs to be nominated for that. I don't quite see that.
I get what you're saying, and sometimes when the Oscar nominations come around, it feels like the passion sometimes for performances that are just a little bit more off the beaten path is preferred over the contender that feels like it's just kind of in there because it has to be.
There's not really that much of an Oscar scene for him, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, he is playing two different characters. I think he's great in it. He would be deserving. We know that he's going to get all of the precursors, aside from maybe BAFTA. Right. And so it'll feel like he's really getting it. I think critics are going to go out for him for sure. But just my gut, I feel like he can be snubbed for the Oscar.
So give me another option here.
I have another option for you.
Okay.
And look, it was very silly to ignore this from the beginning because this film premiered at Berlin Film Festival. And it's only now that we're really taking it that seriously because I see it doing so well with people that I talk to at, fall festivals. That's Blue Moon, Ethan Hawke. People say that you're just coming out of that movie and you're thinking, wowza, that has Oscar written all over it in a sense. Like, that's a big performance. It's big, loud, funny, tragic performance. And he's
Ethan
playing
Hawke like
a
you've never
real
seen him.
person. It's a biopic. It's not common for Linklater films to get nominated for Oscars, but this is much baitier work than what he was doing in First Reformed. First Reformed, he should have been nominated absolutely, but it was the quiet critic's performance, whereas this, sure, it can be a critic's pick, but it's also very loud. He's doing a lot. He's got monologues. It's a well-written character. Sony Pictures Classics is behind this, and they really don't have any other major contenders here. Sony Pictures Classics can play to the Globes and the Oscars specifically. We've seen them do that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's
and
their
they
strategy.
will get surprise acting nominations. I mean, we've seen Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. I mean, they did a great job with Bill Nye for Living. Of course, I'm Still Here and Fernando Torres. They can sneak in there. And what is a better prospect for them than Ethan Hawke? So they can go hard with that. He will get the Golden Globe nomination for comedy. He may not get SAG. I don't even know if he's getting Critics' Choice. I mean, he could even be left off the BAFTA long list and still get it. Just knowing that Sony Pictures Classics seems to kind of go right for the Oscars on this. And it may not be obvious leading up to it, but I can kind of see it. Everybody that I've talked to at Fall Fest who comes out of Blue Moon is like, okay, I'm convinced that that's very possible. I mean, to be fair to Ethan Hawke and Wagner Moura and Jeremy Allen White, they're all biopics, aren't they?
I mean, you're telling me there's going to be 3 films in this category where the only nomination is Best Actor, except Secret Agent gets International. Maybe Springsteen gets Supporting Actor, though. I mean,
Springsteen might
get
get casting or sound. I think that Wagner Moura and Ethan Hawke, I agree, most years it feels like there's only one slot for that kind of thing to happen. SAG and Best Actor actually has been really highly correlated, so unfortunately this lineup to me looks like a 3 out of 5 with SAG, which you may not want to do also. You might want to say...
Why wouldn't you just put Michael B. Jordan in?
Right now I have SAG going for Michael B. Jordan and George Clooney. Maybe Dwayne Johnson. George Clooney for Jay Kelly. I think he probably would get in if Jay Kelly makes it into Best Picture. Although maybe there's a world where he still doesn't. But that feels weird to me because he's he's the movie.
I think he's really good in Jay Kelly. But I don't know. Something tells me Jay Kelly is on the cusp for the Oscar. So I'm not sure he gets nominated for that reason.
Daniel Day-Lewis for Anemone. I don't see this happening anymore. I just think the movie is not likable enough.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit too dull for people.
I did feel like he had enough meat in the role. He has 3 or 4 really intense monologues, especially the first one is insane. Daniel Day-Lewis really comes alive on the screen. It's an excellent performance, but the film itself is such a problem for him in terms of getting a nomination that I agree with you.
What do you think about Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine? I didn't have this in even before the movie came out, but it really did underperform at the box office. And now I feel like most people are like, no. I even took him out of SAG. I thought he was still going to get something, but...
Yeah, I still thought he was going to get SAG for a while and then miss the Oscar nomination, but I was making that estimation based on, hey, maybe it does well at the box office. Maybe it's kind of populist. But people are running way too hard with The Smashing Machine got Best Director at Venice. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that echoed for any argument about, oh, maybe The Smashing Machine, I've heard that it's a really good film. It doesn't make sense that it got that prize. I'm telling you, like,
No, people have seen it now. It's out. Everybody
I
knows
think people
that
knows. No, it doesn't make any sense that it got that.
it's a little bit mid.
Personally, I do not think that performance is Oscar nomination worthy. I think it's good, but it's not amazing to me. And I think the main reason people are talking about it in that sense is because there's a transformation element, and I'm just kind of like, I don't care about that. You know, I don't think that makes you the best performance of the year because he has some makeup on, even though he's very good.
But he's not happening.
I also think it's like
convinced it's not a thing.
I'm
anymore.
convinced. It's just also I keep saying this, like, people are saying, you know, well, his narrative is that he's never been in a serious movie before. I'm like, that's a narrative in a positive sense. Like, he's just now getting into the club. Like, everyone else is like, man, well, we're already here, so I don't know why this took you a long time or like what you've been doing, but try again next time, buddy. Like, maybe it'll be down your path in the future. I don't think it's gonna happen.
You think anyone's gonna be talking about that movie at the end of the year?
That's the thing. No,
It's gonna fizzle out
In
quick.
what capacity, right? Like, I don't think he's giving one of the year's best performances.
Jesse Plemons' Begonia. Would love to see this.
Yeah.
However, if
I love
Begonia's not nominated for Best Picture, I just don't see precedent for like getting in, playing like a basement dwelling conspiracy theorist. And that's
He's
not really working for me.
fucking good in it, though.
I know.
He's amazing.
I think
in the
critics
film.
will help him out a bit, but he doesn't feel like an essential piece that like everyone's got to nominate this award season.
Wagner Moore is like the critics' thing. That's the performance that they might single out. Besides Timothy Chalamet.
There are other performances they can go for. What about Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice? I think critics could definitely try to help him out.
A little
Give
bit,
him a major prize at one of the big critics groups. I mean, he's great in the movie, and the film we have just barely squeaking into Best Picture. It's on the cusp, okay? We don't know exactly what's happening with it, but everybody comes out of the film loving him in it. I unfortunately think that it doesn't quite make sense to me. Performances like friggin' Song Kang-ho and Parasite can't get in. Nobody from Drive My Car. A lot of these international films, the performances get left out, and they're just kind of in for the filmmaker.
Right.
And I guess this could be different, but I'm not feeling that it is. Different. Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. I will say, Netflix did a great job. They got him a few awards at some local film festivals, which is a good way to get it in people's minds that like this is a performance to remember this award season. So, you know, props to them for actually putting some effort into Train Dreams. I have a hard time seeing this performance get nominated for an Oscar unless the movie's in Best Picture.
But even if the movie's in Best Picture, well, if the movie's in Best Picture, I can maybe see it. But even then, I don't think it's a guarantee. Because it's a very restrained internal performance. Like, he does cry a lot. Like, he's very emotionally vulnerable. I have him in the list. Like, it's something I'm looking out for.
I don't think enough people are going to see Train Dreams, even though I want everyone to see it. Brendan Fraser, Rental Family, that's pretty dead. That's about it for my list. Will Arnett for This Thing On is a good performance. It's not going to be.
It's a really good performance, but maybe he gets a comedy and that's it.
The conversations that Brother Row and I have been having in the last week about Best Actor is really like, is Jeremy Allen White safe? Is he safe? We've both seen Blue Moon, and it is absolutely a major showcase. The movie is nothing if not a showcase for Ethan Hawke. He's acting his ass off. He's absolutely chewing the scenery the entire movie, and we both very much think he could be nominated for that. The movie feels a little small, but he can definitely have. But Jeremy Allen White, you know, that movie keeps dipping on Rotten Tomatoes. If it does like okay at the box office or worse than okay, you know, not good, maybe he actually doesn't come along. And Brother Bro, I believe, has swapped Jeremy Allen White with Michael B. Jordan. And I was really thinking about doing that. I was. But I think we have to wait to see how it does at the box office and how normies feel about Jeremy Allen White here. But it is tempting to do that. I'm very tempted by Michael B. Jordan still. I don't know what's going on with that man.
Supporting actress. Every time I have Ariana Grande at number one, I'm like, deep down, I know that's not happening.
What?
Deep down, I know that's not happening.
Explain.
Someone else is going to win.
Who?
I don't know.
All right, let me tell you why she could win. If Zoe Saldana did not win for Emilia Perez, I think she'd have an Oscar.
Can I challenge you actually really quick?
Please.
Is she winning BAFTA?
Maybe.
They did not put Wicked in their 10. She's probably not going to win BAFTA.
BAFTA got Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande nominated last year.
They got nominated, yeah. BAFTA will not care as much about Wicked. Okay, let me float things. How about that? What about Inga? Winning Globe, winning BAFTA. Excellent performance. has some of the best scenes in the film. If she doesn't get nominated, I'll be upset. But I also don't think she's going to get all the precursors. I don't think she's going to get SAG. So what do we do with that information? You can still win the Oscar and not get nominated for SAG. It's happened a couple times. But
I think you're kind of missing that it's really in your face that this performance could win. She got nominated last time and people loved her in the film. Like, I really do think she was number 2 last year.
Yeah, but she's giving the same performance.
Yeah. And there's no other supporting actress in a musical performance that's actually category frauding as supporting when it's really a lead. She's doing that. She's the one who's really a lead, who's going in supporting and is doing this transformational performance where she is going to have musical numbers and be singing, and there's a lot going on. I think people are going to see the film and say, like, man, once again, the leading actresses here are amazing, and it'd be cool if one of them had their moment.
And it's going to be her and not Cynthia Erivo. Does that feel weird to people?
It's not going to be Cynthia Erivo because Jessie Buckley's winning.
I know, but I'm saying...
Does it feel
is
weird to
just
people?
Weird, yeah.
Maybe, but it made sense to me. I thought she was going to win the Oscar when I saw that last year. I did. And I know now it's like, maybe it was a little bit silly, but, I really don't think it was in the sense that it's the kind of performance that it was good enough.
But I feel that there could be a little gatekeeping going on here.
Sure. So maybe there's gatekeeping going on.
Even though I feel like Inga Ibsdottir Lilius could win Golden Globe or BAFTA, it's very newcomer, and it's kind of Carrie Condon to me. Elle Fanning, I just don't think would win for that.
I feel like Inga Ibsdottir Lilius is more likely to win because
than
I could see critics giving her awards.
Yes.
And I don't think Elle Fanning is going to be given awards from critics because I think critics will think it's their job to promote the performance from the actress who is not well known by American audiences.
Actually, I'll give you this, though. Like, it's pretty obvious to me that Ariana Grande is going to take Critics' Choice and probably SAG. Because they love Wicked, right?
Yeah.
But that's where I'm saying the Golden Globe BAFTA could be different.
But
maybe.
this is where it matters if there's strong competition, and there's not going to be. There's not going to be.
I don't think Teyana Taylor's going to win. I think she'll be nominated without Chase Infinity there. I mean, she has more screen time than Regina Hall, which is not that hard to do. And she really owns the first 20 minutes of the film.
I think Teyana Taylor could maybe win. If Ariana Grande weren't here, I actually would have her at number 1. I got to tell you. Because I don't know who else would win. And one battle being in Best Picture. And guys, all boats rise with that. If she's just so memorable in those first 20 minutes that you're thinking about her the rest of the movie, and you want more of her, then I can see how that can result in a win sometimes.
You agree with me that Amy Madigan could win?
If she completely sweeps, and the sweeps continue into Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, yes, she could win, but that is really difficult to do for a film where you're like probably the only nomination.
That's
very,
true.
Very difficult to do.
Oh, yes, but it could happen. She will be very fun for people to vote for in critics groups, and maybe the Critics' Choice will even go for her, although they love Wicked
She might
so
have
much.
the most wins, and then Wicked steals her thunder. That could happen.
Like the Golden Globes, if they let her in for the nomination, they could gather around that and be like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, if the Golden Globes
that could be
introduce that as a possibility, I think everyone's going to be like, oh, she's actually winning.
Amy Madigan getting nominated is obviously in question. Like, that is not a slam dunk because being the lone nominee for your movie is weird.
Well, like if she
and being
won
the
the
lone
Golden
nominee
Globe
for
she'd be
a genre film.
Yeah.
She has not done any campaigning so far for the film. You can't find an interview of her. Warner Brothers is going to want her to get out there. We'll see if she
You
does
won't
it or
even
not.
know that she's in the film unless you've seen it too.
That's the thing where it feels like a discovery for voters to be like, oh yeah. Like,
Well,
we're
I'm
gonna
just saying
recognize
it's
that.
good that people have seen Weapons.
And also, Amy Madigan is the Joker in the movie. Like she is playing a very showy, transformative villain role with makeup and even
And with
light
a dual
prosthetics.
with a dual personality nonetheless. Like she's got one personality where she's just like fucking cold and kind of stoic. And then she has the other one which is like very effusive and out there. Whatever you like in a performance, she's doing it.
She has an interesting narrative too. She got nominated a long time ago. She's, in a couple movies that like Field of Dreams, but then she just fucking comes out of nowhere with knocks us out of the park. This is where SAG is going to like this narrative and nominate her.
I think SAG has precedent there because they nominated Lupita Nyong'o for Us and they nominated Emily Blunt for A Quiet
They gave
Place.
it to Emily Blunt. Why shouldn't I just put Amy Madigan at number 1?
That's a fucking stretch.
If there's going to be an alternate to Ariana Grande, maybe they'll go for that.
Do I need to spell this out for you? Need I say more than supporting actress in a Best Picture nominated musical that's actually a lead? When has that ever failed you? Forget that they're a lead. Supporting actress in a musical.
She's like a pop star that's on top of the world in her first acting role since Nickelodeon.
When has a supporting actress in a musical not won an Oscar after being nominated for that musical?
I mean, I guess you're right about that, man. I don't know. I mean,
It's very strong.
It is strong.
Like you're thinking about it too much like a critic. You're not thinking about it as like a normie person, and you have to meet halfway.
But we know what the 5 so I'm not budging on my sentimental value girls. I think that they're both getting in. Now that Chase Infinity is in lead, I'm not concerned about One Battle taking that film's thunder as the double supporting nominee.
I was worried about that too for a bit. I mean, unless you think Regina Hall is a real possibility.
Inga's so fucking good in it too. Like,
I'll tell you though, I do think Regina Hall is not going to be nothing. I don't think she'll get nominated.
agree. I feel like the Critics' Choice will nominate that for 6 acting awards just to do it.
Maybe.
Because sometimes I feel like lately they've been asserting themselves with just like, we gave this movie 22 nominations, everybody,
Yeah.
and they're going to do that with One Battle after
when it's
another.
their favorite movie, they'll nominate it everywhere they can, no matter what it did.
Yeah.
Like they'll probably get One Battle after another Best Visual Effects.
Do we think that anybody from Marty Supreme has a chance? Yes, we do. Odessa Zion is the standout supporting performance. I think she's kind of the discovery here. She matches Timothy's energy in a lot of scenes, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that this actress was going to have that in her. Like, look at this character go.
I would legitimately watch out for Odessa Zion. I actually think Marty Supreme getting a second acting nomination would make a lot of sense. The ensemble is massive, and she would be the one to do it. I think even more so than Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow is really good in Marty Supreme, and I actually have her just below Odessa Zion. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't quite have like the scene that really sold me.
Her character is there's one shot where she's not saying anything, and it kind of like tells you something deeper about her character. Other than that, she is fun, but she's doing the opposite of what Timothy's doing, where she's downplaying. Like she's not being a big character.
You can't underestimate the Oscars weighing, that they like a narrative for a performer, and somebody who's a previous winner who hasn't been recognized in this way in a while. Like, I know that Odessa Zion is our favorite and will be a lot of critics' favorite performance here, but Judi Dench got nominated over Katrina Balfe, and we'll never forget that. Okay, like, they do care about who you are, and I think that Gwyneth Paltrow, while she didn't have enough that sold me where I'm going to predict her, she didn't have so little that I think there's no world where that happens. Regina Hall, like, I feel like this is like when everybody was going nuts over every single supporting performance in Oppenheimer and saying that needs to be nominated and this needs to be nominated and this needs to be nominated. Like, Regina Hall's really good in One Battle After Another. Don't get me wrong. If she had more screen time, if her character had a little more to her, I'd probably be rooting for a nomination. But I don't see it at this point, but it seems like she has some fans who are going out for her there.
Do you think Odessa Zion really might get nominated though?
She,
like, I don't want to underestimate her.
But she's very much a newcomer.
Yeah,
you can say it's Monica Barbaro, but that was a biopic performance.
And she was also doing a voice and stuff.
Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine, that feels like it's dropping.
Yeah.
She might not even get SAG for that anymore. Jennifer Lopez, Kiss of a Spider Woman, that just came out to very few dollars at the box office. That's a flop. That's not happening.
Woman Musaku.
Women Musaku, critics maybe will go out, but
I'm sure get like a couple nominations, but it won't be significant.
I think so. I mean, Haley Steinfeld too in Sinners, that was a standout performance as well, and the HCA did give that performance the award over Women Musaku, but I think that they're just kind of going to come along for the ensemble prizes there.
What about Emily Watson in Hamnet? I've seen some people being like, well, I've heard she's good in it. She actually has 2% of people are saying she gets nominated.
She did not do enough. At some point, she is just not in the movie anymore. I do not have Glenn Close. Like, I'm not having this in the next category, but Josh O'Connor, like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Nobody from that movie.
No one from Knives Out is getting nominated.
They're good in it, but, like, we've seen this story before.
I just want to shout out the fact that, like, House of Dynamite, it's funny how I'm not really considering anybody from House of Dynamite, including Rebecca Ferguson. Because she's like, oh, she's really good in this. And then she's just only in the first
You should not consider her. That doesn't make sense.
third of the movie. And you're like, oh, okay, never mind. Nina Hoss in Hedda.
Very
I don't think
good.
Hedda's getting a campaign, but she's really good.
Shout it out. Shout it out.
Yeah, we just did. I don't think Amazon cares about Hedda, and it's their film.
I know.
Like, I don't think they're trying.
So in this category, I don't have any changes to the 5, but I have moved Amy Madigan to number 2 because I'm like, that is the chewing up the scenery makeup villain role that gets nominated and wins in this category sometimes. Plus, she's a veteran actress, which she has a narrative that Ariana Grande doesn't. So I put her at number 2 for the win because I really feel like that could be the win here, unusual as it is. And I unfortunately moved Gwyneth Paltrow just above Odessa Zion because I just think it is true that that kind of seasoned actress can get in over a more deserving thing. And I think that both will get some buzz. I think Odessa will get more critics nominations, but Gwyneth Paltrow more likely for the SAG nomination. But I do see the hype ramping up for Odessa Zion as this movie comes out. Because believe me, fellas, she's got scenes, okay? She goes big in this movie. And she gets the audience. She gets the audience going.
Supporting actor. I have a new number 1. I have Sean Penn for One Battle After Another winning over Stellan Skarsgård. I know there's some debate about this still. Totally fair. Stellan Skarsgård's amazing in sentimental value. He's also basically a lead, which helps. I think we need to zoom out and just look at it from 2 factors. One Battle is better liked. If you think that both the performances are equal or similar caliber, one of them is winning Best Picture, okay? Number 2...
Is One Battle not going to win any acting awards?
No, it's going to win.
Is that
it's going to
number
win
2?
something.
That's number 2.
I think it's going to win some acting prize. Just those 2 performances side by side. Which one is more obviously striking people as that's going to win an Oscar? It's Sean Penn because he's playing like a G.I. Joe. He's just fucking evil, like fucking guy who licks his lips. Makes weird fucking faces and you never know what he's gonna do, and it just makes people go like, oh holy shit, that performance is crazy, that's crazy, and that often will win out over Stellan Skarsgård, who's just like, Stellan Skarsgård, I'm a father who doesn't really feel my emotions enough. I am very good in this film, but I'm subtle. It's not that Sean Penn should win over Stellan Skarsgård, it's just that it's gonna happen. I know it's like a close race, but I feel like at some point he's going to win, like Sean Penn's going to win an award and everyone's going to just jump on it. SAG. Like maybe Stellan wins Golden Globe.
It could be close even. You could see Sean Penn take a SAG. You could see Stellan Skarsgård take a BAFTA maybe.
Yeah. Stellan Skarsgård's film, Sentimental Value, I'm worried it's going to underperform at SAG.
Yep.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried it's going to miss 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 3
like the
nominations.
Brutalist. Like the Brutalist.
But the Brutalist is like a totally different kind of film. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And at that point,
Look, if Stellan wins BAFTA, we're completely back in who knows what the fuck's happening land. If Stellan wins BAFTA, you know that can happen.
You're right.
Stellan Skarsgård has a lot of goodwill. A lot of people would love to see him get on that stage and make his first speech. Give it to him off that first nomination. We may not see this happen again for him. Sean Penn has 2 Oscars. We're giving him a 3rd in supporting. I know that we've had repeat winners win over people that people really wanted to get their first Oscar. And so I'm not going to use that against you too much, but sometimes this factors into voters' mindsets.
But people overestimate that. They over-index on he's never gotten an Oscar and it'd be so nice to give him one. That is not how it plays out most of the time.
If Sentimental Value gets an editing nomination at the Oscars and gets directing and all 4 actors, and Stellan Skarsgård wins BAFTA though,
I get what you're saying.
You understand? You're
also saying and he wins BAFTA. I think
or
Sean
maybe
Penn
Paul,
actually might win.
Maybe Paul Mescal wins BAFTA, right? For him, that could happen.
Maybe.
And are we underestimating the possibility of Paul Mescal winning? Given that Hamnet is kind of a 2-hander, and he's in supporting for a lead performance, and it's very showy. And when I saw that, I was like, he could win either category he's in. This is a very competitive supporting actor race. And Paul Mescal, he'll probably win an Oscar someday, right?
I think these 3 are absolutely fucking locked. Like, Paul Mescal is good enough to win the Oscar, but I just think he's up against 2 performances that are just, in a way, they're more memorable, if that makes sense.
They're all also veteran actors, too. We know that Paul Mescal will have his time at some point.
Yeah.
We don't know. This could be our last chance to give it to Stellan. I mean, Sean Penn, he's had other... But this is a great career resurgence for him.
Yeah.
It's a great late
I think
career
Paul
move.
Mescal is number 3. I think he's less likely to win these other 2, but if they weren't there, I'd just be confident in being like, hey, he's going to win too.
I also feel that Sean Penn's performance kind of represents that showy villain role that we've seen.
Yes.
In like the Javier Bardem and the Christoph Waltz and the Heath Ledger. And I wouldn't say it's as good as those. I mean, those are classic roles.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is a classic role. I don't know. But it's just
But
that
it
kind
just-
of showy
it
and
strikes
scary.
normal people who don't even know what sentimental value is. They just went to see one battle after another. Maybe they didn't even understand the film. Maybe they don't even like it. But they're like, oh, Sean Penn's probably going to win an Oscar for that. It's just that kind of thing, you know?
Number 4, I have Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another now. Now, when I saw the movie, I didn't think this was happening. But I have seen an outpouring of, love for his performance on, film Twitter. There was even a poll conducted by somebody where like over 100 people voted of what their favorite supporting performance was in one battle, and he beat Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And this had me thinking that
That's pretty
if we
wild.
love Benicio del Toro in this movie, and you do love him, like very lovable character, really fun to watch. You appreciate all that Benicio del Toro brought to this role, and it's a significant role in the movie in a quiet way.
Yeah.
He's so perfect in it. He's got, Few Small Beers line. He actually has some of the most important lines in the movie. This is the kind of movie that's so strong an extra actor could come along with it. Mm-hmm. And people are considering all kinds of people, like Chase Infinity coming along and Regina Hall coming along. But Benicio del Toro, man, I actually think that he's catching on in the way that like Barry Keoghan caught on for Banshees.
Yeah.
And maybe his Oscar clip is where he's getting arrested. I think that's a fantastic clip. It's not a traditional Oscar clip.
Yeah, it's funny.
But it's really good.
His performance is very supporting in the sense that he is not drawing attention to his performance. He's very much supporting Leonardo DiCaprio's manic journey by being like a grounded center. But it works so well in the film. And you're right. I think the thing that's putting me over the edge on this too is that there's people who are saying they like him more than Sean Penn. Damn. That's pretty big praise.
He's lovable. And also, of course, he's Benicio del Toro. He hasn't been nominated
way
in a
less
long
screen time than Sean
Kind of like
Penn.
Sean Penn. He hasn't been nominated in a while. And
Yeah.
this is a great opportunity. I don't want to sleep on this. Like, I feel like it's going to happen. And I'm just going to try to get on it now.
A lot of people are not sleeping on this. You're seeing 27%.
It's coming up and up.
27% of users are predicting it right now. I really want to have Delroy Lindo in Sinners. Do you think he's still got game?
I just feel like that was never a guarantee.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, are we really going to like ramp up that campaign? Are people going to be really, really aggressive there? Like this category is very strong. I don't quite think he's in there.
Well, what do you think is in there instead?
I have Jeremy Strong for now. I could definitely see it being Adam Sandler. I mean, like I
Whoa,
said,
Adam
I have
Sandler.
him getting Globe and Critics' Choice and SAG. If Jay Kelly is a non-contender for Best Picture, it probably will be in there to some degree. But if it's a non-contender, it's not the kind of thing where I think he's actually coming along. Like people think it's the kind of thing where he's going to come along anyway because it's his time now, but it's actually not. I've seen the movie now, and I just don't think so. There's nothing about it that's like, oh, you have to nominate that kind of performance. Like you actually don't have to.
He's just a lovable character that you want to give him a hug. That's who he is in the film.
He's very much being like kind of the grounded Adam Sandler that we've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on the level of his performance in Punch Drunk Love or Uncut Gems.
I think Adam Sandler is really good when he's over the top, honestly. And when he's not, I think he's fine. But that might just be me. I get that a lot of people are seeing something in this performance. I'm not dismissing it, but I don't want to have him in my 5. I just don't think it's very safe.
Why not have Jeremy Strong?
Jeremy Strong is really good in it. He's clearly positioned as the supporting character and contender. He supports Bruce Springsteen's efforts, and he's just the very loyal manager. And there's like a scene when he is communicating that to this big shot producer who is like responsible for greenlighting the record. It doesn't strike me that if Deliver Me From Nowhere is not in Best Picture, that he's definitely getting in. I think he is a good possibility. I don't know. I feel like he transformed a lot more in The Apprentice, and he was really almost like a co-lead in that. I do feel like to predict Delroy Lindo is like a little bit hopeful. In a weird way, I feel like at this point, Michael B. Jordan is probably the biggest prospect for Sinners. I don't know why.
He probably is. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, though, I wouldn't completely sleep on it. I think the problem is that Frankenstein's kind of maybe in Best Picture, maybe not. And for him to get in, it might have to be more firmly in Best Picture. But remember, Kate Blanchett, Nightmare Alley, SAG nomination. Maybe something similar happens here. It's very transformative, and it's winning makeup, and he's the makeup. But he does look kind of like a creature in it, and it'd be pretty unusual. Although I guess people have been nominated for playing like Dracula before, right? He's like the heart and soul of the movie, too. And it's a transformation. He's doing a voice. A lot of physicality work went into it. Jacob Elordi has been really proving himself over the past 5 years. I think we're ready to nominate him.
I think he'd maybe get SAG and then definitely not get the Oscar.
It's not definite.
He just
actually.
looks like a thing. He just looks like a statue. I'm kind of wondering, what does SAG do? Right?
they
And
do
SAG
Jonathan
could do
Bailey
Jonathan
again?
Bailey.
They're going to do Adam Sandler, I think. Jonathan Bailey could get into SAG, of course, as he got in last time.
He will have more screen time here. He was really good in the first film, right?
Yeah.
Really good. Second film, everyone's saying, he really shines in this one. Maybe he gets a lot of buzz.
I just don't feel like it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to over-nominate Wicked. Jack O'Connell, Miles Caton for Sinners. Possible, but, kind of hard to tell. That's the thing with Delroy Lindo, too. Is it so obvious that he's the guy from Sinners?
It's not obvious. That's why it's a problem.
They'd have to position it really hard for him to be that. Jacoby Jupe for Hamnet. One of the best child performances this year. That'd be kind of insane, though, for him to be nominated. I don't think it's going to happen. It'd be kind of insane.
I have William Macy for Train Dreams.
Right. Yeah.
I think if Train Dreams really takes off, he's kind of stunning. You can't really recognize him in the role. And he's really good. His role is pretty small, but he's very memorable throughout. Billy Crudup and Jay Kelly. I do feel like if Jay Kelly were a big Best Picture contender, I'd be watching out for him to get a double supporting nomination.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
His scenes come up pretty early on, though.
It's very much like Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans.
Yeah, but it's more early on. Ben Foster and Christie, I heard, was very good, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I have him in the list.
All right, this is the first category. I have actually made a change in since filming. It is that I am putting in Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, I guess. I think Brother Bro is still going with Delroy Lindo. Much respect. What I've done here is simple. I think Springsteen's falling. I think Jay Kelly's falling. Sure, both those performances could show up at SAG, still get into the Oscar, but I don't feel that they're mandatory to nominate without their movies. I really don't think they are. And so, in this category especially, you may want to go with something in Best Picture. And Delroy Lindo's fine, but Frankenstein feels like it's surging. It has increased its scores on LETTERBOXD, Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes. People like that movie. I feel like Del Toro might get DGA for that. And it doesn't have to just be that it's Nightmare Alley again. It can be a little bit stronger, actually, than Nightmare Alley. That could happen, too. Jacob Elordi's performance is fantastic. It's unusual for somebody to get nominated that is playing a creature like this. And I think he has a better shot at SAG than the Oscar. But if he got SAG, I don't know how in denial you could really be about that. He's in a Best Picture movie, very possibly, and he's the heart of the movie. It's a pretty special performance in many ways. So I actually moved him in, very hesitant about it. It does feel like the kind of thing that wouldn't happen, but hey, I just am feeling like Strong and Sandler are losing horses. I wanted to put somebody else in.
And those are our acting predictions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Do you think there will be a double supporting nomination this year?